Hey everybody, it's Kev here. Welcome back to the podcast. Great to have you here. We're talking about Winston Churchill this week, and today I want to talk about his speech called The Few. Now, he gave this speech as the Battle of Britain sort of climax, basically, and he praised the bravery of the RAF pilots. And as I mentioned I think a couple of days ago, my mum was actually alive during the Battle of Britain. And she would talk about how she would go outside. There'd be planes flying overhead. There would be sparks in the sky. She'd hear the bombs dropping. She would see the German planes in the sky because she was taught the difference between the Allies and the Germans. Just amazing. And she would actually see them flying overhead, which, as I've mentioned before, it's just so hard to imagine that kind of thing, to have an enemy like Hitler's Nazi war machine with their planes flying overhead, bombing you basically. And of course you would hear the air raid sirens and head off to the air raid shelters with her parents and her brothers and sisters. As I say, very hard to grasp that and get a real understanding of it because we weren't there and it's never happened to us. So just amazing. So that's kind of the feeling that was going on in Britain at the time. A lot of fear, but it was just so real. And this is where Churchill praises the bravery of the RAF pilots. The gratitude of every home in our island, in our empire, and indeed throughout the world, except in the abodes of the guilty, goes out to the British airmen who, undaunted by odds, unwearied in their constant challenge and mortal danger, are turning the tide of the world war by their prowess and by their devotion. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. And again, that is just a really, it does make the hair stand up on the back of your neck just hearing that. And again, just thinking about those pilots. These guys were flying against a huge war machine. You know, that the Nazi war machine had already crushed France and now it had its sights set on England. You know, a lot has to be said for the way Churchill really inspired his people. And they won that war. It was just amazing. But just imagine being one of those pilots and just going out, and they were mainly at night, all the raids happened, and you're out there with this enemy who would be feeling very confident because they just, as I say, they just crushed France. But they had this amazing belief that they could win. And that hell of a lot of it was inspired by the words of Winston Churchill and just his utter belief, his real love of his country, his real love of wanting to win this war, not surrender to someone like Hitler. It would have been an amazing time to be alive and to just see that. But at the same time, who wants to go through a war? So it's a kind of a paradox, that one. So I love that quote, and I'll be back tomorrow with another quote or another story. I'll just do some more research today on Winston. His history is just amazing. He was around during World War I and during World War II. We can learn so much from him, and what he would have learnt through those years is just amazing. But it's all in books. It's all here for us to go and look at and read and learn from. We can go back to those times and just know exactly what it was like through his words. So I'm very inspired by him. And I'm also very excited to announce that my 100 Days to Self-Mastery Challenge is very close to launching. Been working on it the last few days, very hard, and it is going to be out hopefully by this weekend, if not certainly early next week. And the 100 Days to Self-Mastery Challenge is simply where you choose a challenge. It can be anything. It can be running, it can be going to the gym, it can be reading a book every day for 45 minutes for 100 days. Like I say, it can be running, it can be going to the gym, it can be reading a book, it can be learning the guitar, it can be writing a book, it can be doing meditation, it can be doing yoga, something that's going to improve your mind, your body and your soul. And it needs to put you out of your comfort zone. So it's not something that you do every day just normally, like cleaning your teeth, for example. We just do that. That's just a habit. You've already got that down pat. This needs to be something that you want to improve upon, something you want to master in your life. But the big key to it is, if you do it, you are going to control your mind at the end of it. You are going to master your mindset. You're going to change your whole mindset. It's going to become stronger. You're going to strengthen your mind just by doing something every day for 100 days. So that's coming out really soon. I'm very excited about that. I'll tell you more about that very soon. If you're interested, you can just leave a comment or just contact me and I'll let you know more about that, and I'll send you the link when it is launched. So very exciting times. Can't wait for that 100 Days to Self-Mastery Challenge coming soon. Thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Well, I really hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you did, please subscribe and leave a review. That really does help us. And also share it with your family and friends. That would be great. And please support my sponsor, Prostate Plus. Prostate Plus supplements really can help shrink your prostate. I use them myself to great effect. The links to Prostate Plus are down below in the show notes. Thanks for listening. See you next time.